Hello all, Havoc here. Let's get ready to play some Resonant Rise. Okay, so in the last episode we showed you what was going on with the Helix. And, actually, you know what, Brannick?
Yeah.
What are you working on? Why don't you cover what you're doing?
All right. So, I am lazy by nature. So, for the ME system, we're constantly having to use this inscriber to print circuits.
Okay.
And part of what that is taking in this chest right here. If you see all these four white templates or presses.
Yep.
And what we do with them is we take, for example, let's take the logic one, right?
Right.
Take that out. I'm going to put it in the inscriber here, and I put it down on the bottom. And I'm going to get some gold real quick, because the logic specifically is a gold processor. So you put the gold in the middle, and from there you get a printed logic circuit. And you notice it jumped right out of the center there, right?
Right.
And what that is that's this block right here, this machine inventory manager from Steve's factory.
Right.
And
okay.
What it did is it's set up to pull the completed items and put them back into this chest.
So, question.
Yes.
Does this work on if statements basically?
It does. So if you click in here, I believe you should see a sort of gray screen with a bunch of little pieces in there.
So, question: can you set it up to where, if a logic press is present here, you put gold in there?
I'm headed in that direction.
Okay.
The closest thing I have right now is there's this one at the very top that says trigger, right?
Yeah.
And then you notice it's not connected to anything. That little tab at the bottom.
Yeah.
So if I connect it, and it should be connected to the one that says logic right
yep.
now. So I put this logic piece back in here, and then I put the gold in this chest.
I did it.
And it starts automatically pushing the gold into here, as long as there's gold in this chest over here, and creating the printed circuits.
Sweet.
So that part is automated. So that's half of the creation of these circuits. You create a printed logic circuit, which is out of the gold, right?
Yeah. So oh man.
Go ahead.
Oh man. So okay. So for all you at home that don't know ME, I'm probably gonna go like 30,000 feet, jump up way in the high in the air. Okay, so just bear with me, guys. So you set up a crafting emitter based on levels of circuits, and you have it export gold, certus, and diamonds into this chest. And as soon as the factory manager sees it, it starts making.
That's one way to do it. Yeah.
You wouldn't have to use crafting processors to do it. You could minimize a lot of your stuff. You could basically have one of these as a diamond chest holding inventory and have import-export buses on it. So these...
You could.
These, in theory, the inscribers don't even have to be connected to ME except for power.
Except for power, correct.
So that would make... We could actually put those anywhere and put as many of them as we wanted down.
Right.
So we could put a whole... Oh, man, that's pretty awesome.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
All right. And the nice thing about this factory manager is that the one factory manager can connect to the storage. So one of the tricks with the other half of this inscriber is creating one of the completed circuit, and that's where you take the printed logic. Grab the pieces here, and I'll show you when I put them in here. If you look in the inscriber, it should be empty right now, right?
Yeah.
So the real annoying part is that you can only put one in each of these spots. You put a silicon at the bottom, redstone at the middle, and the printed logic circuit at the top, and you create a processor.
Right.
Okay. So one of the annoying parts is that you can only put one at a time in each of those slots. Well, I didn't like that idea, so I created in the factory manager a way to print circuits. So if you look at the factory manager, you'll see one that says circuits.
Yep.
You click on it once and then hit the little down arrow by contents. Says drop commands here to put them in this group, or click to open the group. Go ahead and click on it and open the group.
Okay.
And I made this a little accidentally too complex, but what it's at now. The calculation group, which is right below that, if you hit do the same thing again, you'll get a little bit bunch more stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you have a node at the top, an input, a flow, and then a bunch of other blocks, right?
Yeah.
So what this does is it basically checks to see if a printed logic circuit exists, and if it does, it creates a circuit by putting all those pieces in there.
Nice.
If a printed calculation, which is the Certus one, exists, it would do the same thing.
Nice.
So we turn it on by coming all the way back out again and dragging our trigger, which is what says do the work, over and connect it to the circuits.
Okay.
And you'll see now that it's because it found the gold printed circuits in there we were doing a little bit ago. It's starting to print them and run them through the inscriber.
Nice.
And then pulls them out and puts them back in the chest. So there's a little bit of manual processing going on just to tell it to do it. But once you say, okay, I'm going to go make a stack of logic processors, you put the gold in, you connect the circuit up, and go do your other things.
Nice.
And when it's all done, it'll just stop.
Outstanding. Can't wait till we can ramp this up.
Yeah,
this will be awesome.
It'll be very nice to deal with them.
Because that way, when we want to make, let's say, 64Ks, or did you see in this pack how far the drives go?
Yeah.
So
they go up their ways.
Like 500 and something. There's no deep storage, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why, because they go up to 512s.
Mm-hmm.
So something like that. So when we want to make those drives, we can just, hey, thanks, Steve, for that.
Yeah.
So, cool. Thanks for sharing, man.
Yep.
All right, so let's go back to the hole. After the hole, there's another project we're going to showcase. The hole's done. Well, ish. The helixes both are complete all the way to the bottom as far as the carpenter blocks. They're ramped both inside and out all the way down. So now it's just a matter of chiseling up about 8,000 cobblestone because we want a specific pattern that we're going for. And chiseling out another block. And like I said, we're going to kind of hide the cosmetics of this till towards the end because there's some pretty trick stuff we're going to do. But I ended up last video doing something like this. So here's another shot for you guys. Because it's a trip. So yeah, all the way from top to bottom there's elevator blocks. Every other... Oh, hey, I missed one. Hey, I missed an elevator block. So yeah, so now we can get to from the top to the bottom pretty much just by using the elevators. I know it's loud, but it's faster than using the jetpack. So, alright, so that's where that's at. And like I said, I have a ton of things to chisel and put in place and a bunch of other stuff. But until we get to the actual decorative parts done, you guys probably won't see that for a while. So next up was all the sand that we went and collected the first go around was to make all this glass to do this. We figured out that one person surviving up here a blood moon, no problem. 2 people, not so much. The spawn rate was pretty crazy, and we actually ended up bailing and dropping down inside the center spire there to get away from the mobs because they were so rampant.
It was not pretty.
Not so much, man. So this is going to seal up, and we're fine in here. Not a single mob came from inside here. they all fell from off the top and came down inside that way. So that brings us to getting this sealed up with the glass that we made. We have the glass, it's made, so it comes down to actually doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and start sealing this up, and we'll bring you back when it's all nice and prettified. So see you on the other side of the cut. Okay, so we got all the glass up, and we have a lot more left over than we thought we were going to need, because we thought this was going to take quite a bit. Did you expect to have any left?
I didn't expect to have any left.
So we have currently in the ME system 1,698 glass left over. Yeah. So the cool part about this glass is it's quite clear, as in it's quite clear. And so the location of where we placed it is that you can literally walk right up to the edge. So instead of putting the glass here, we put it out one. So we can step right up to the edge and look out. It's pretty cool. So then Brennick's got this really cool idea. The drawbridges we used up on the blaze spawner for the spikes, we're going to use those here. And we're going to put a glass door right here. So when we come in here, we can land. And this is still open. So we can get out from the top. So the glass ends there and there. So when we come in from wherever, we can land, come in here, step on a pressure plate or something, and this door will retract down into the floor. And that'll be pretty cool. So that's something he's working on. And then this is all the carpenter blocks. No, this is, I retract that statement. This is a quarter of the carpenter blocks we have left over. I kind of went overkill on those as well. But
we'll use those elsewhere.
We'll use them elsewhere, yeah. I don't know about using 40,000 of them. Wait, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 carpenter blocks. But we'll use them. It took about 45 minutes to craft all those up. It was pretty crazy. So this is for some other glass we have going. That I think that's enough. I don't think I need any more. Yeah. So basically, I filled that with sand and it piped into these. It smelted it down, turned it into glass, standard vanilla Minecraft glass. See, breaks. And yeah, so that's for another project we got going. So, all right. So I'm kind of in between projects outside of decorating this, and so if I do anything otherwise, I'll bring you back. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode today. It's going to be kind of short because, well, it happens when we have massive projects. So there's not a lot going on with it. So especially since you don't get to see what this looks like until it's done. So this is Havoc. That's Brannick.
Yeah, night.
Have fun. Keep gaming.